to understand the business opportunity better, despite having doubts and reservation. As a new skin organization group, across multiple Southeast Asian markets, she is able to see the immense potential in this business opportunity. And 13 years later, the privilege of this position influenced many individuals to transform their life through the new skin opportunity, keeps her motivated and excited about the future of new skin. Ladies and gentlemen, with your loudest applause, please welcome on stage $5 million Circle, 3-year Team Elite Platinum, and 7 years Team Elite, LilianOng.
First of all, we should give the loudest applause to our Chief Scientific Officer, Dr. Joe Chang, all the way from America. Can we show a better Singapore hospitality? Right, I think this is exactly the passion and the energy that we need to succeed in life. Agree? Yeah, I was about to say stuju. Okay, because last week I was in Indonesia, sharing. I think, first of all, can we welcome all our new friends who are here today? Can we have them raise their hands? All the new friends? Right, I think, first of all, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Lilian. I think you will definitely remember my surname. My surname is Ong. Ong in Chinese means 富翁的翁. Alright, tonight I'm not going to share with you or teach any one of us here how to be successful, because I believe that people who walk through this door, we are very intellectual people, very analytical, but tonight I'm just here to share my humble story, a true, genuine story of how a Singaporean can really achieve long-term success in new skin. Thank you very much. Right, I'm a little bit nervous because I see a lot of eyeballs staring at me at the same time. So I really need a lot of encouragement from you guys. Alright, I think, many of us will probably have some questions in our head, am I right? Yeah. So, if I could read that in your mind, I think the first question I had when I was sitting in an audience seat, being a Singaporean, we have a lot of, we study a lot, we use our left brain a lot, we analyze a lot. So one of the questions I had was, is this business real? Is that what is in some of your mind? Is it real? Hello? Excuse me, anyone home? Oh, the lights are on, nobody is at home. Alright, so the question I had was, is this business real? Is really what Joe Chang said about age lock is real? Alright, really this product can really reset your gene expression and make you look young. Now, I just want to share with you how I looked like when I was 30 years old. 10 years ago. Don't look like me, right? Look like my sister, am I right? Yeah, just want to tell you, everything on me is 100% original, no spare part from Korea. It's real. So if you have a product that can turn back the clock and make someone look younger, age is just a number. Do you think that there's opportunity in this business? Yes. If you don't believe me, look at the person who bring you here today. Look at him. Come on, look at him. Touch him. Is he real? Alright, so, honestly, 13 years ago when I was first introduced to new skin, I was doing quite well in my corporate career. I think I was lucky, but I believe I was hardworking enough. So at age 23, 24, I was a sales director. I lead a sales team. And at the time, I think I was successful. Okay? I felt a great sense of achievement. Because every year, I get a promotion, I got an increment, and I think life is good. How many of you felt this way? You feel that life is good in Singapore. Come on, Singapore. Come on, Singapore. You know, today I read an article, Singapore is the third richest country in the whole world. I think part of the wealth comes from this room, right? You know, and I think I was successful, all right? But I'm so glad my sponsor, $10 million second member, Mr. Ongi, he was sharing with me, sense of achievement is different from achievement. I said, what do you mean? You know, it took me years and effort to get to where I was. You know, so what do you mean by sense of achievement is different from achievement? And he was waking me up. I think that was the best question that was ever asked in my whole life. He said, if you stop working today, all right, how many years you can live without lowering your standard of living? Okay, so I thought that was one of the best questions. You know, it's like a paradigm shift. I thought I had everything all done and laid out, you know, but then he made me realize that when I did my math, when I did my calculation, and I realized, I don't know if any one of you did this calculation before? Yes or no? Oh, today, whatever question I ask you, there will be no answers. All right? So, you know, when I did my math, when I did my calculation, the answer was just months. All right? You know, when you earn more, you have more commitment, right? The more you're caught in a rat race, right? Yeah, so, you know, one of the reasons why I stood in this business firmly is because of this major paradigm shift. All right? And I realized that what happened, what went wrong. You know, I earned a decent degree. You know, I did an honest day job. You know, what went wrong? You know, and then I realized that actually there are several kinds of income, and I was making an active income. The moment I stop working, the income stops. All right? So obviously, when we are young, you know, in our 20s, we never think that we will lose our job. All right? Our old paradigm is that, you know, find a good job, and then find a good husband. Then lay a few eggs. And then save some money and then retire, correct or not? So that was my templated, you know, blueprint for my life. All right? And thank God, you know, I think I counted my blessing. I graduated from NUS in 1998. Remember what happened in 1998? It was a major recession. All right? You know, the old belief system of having a job for 30, 40 years and saving up your money is now a myth, right? It doesn't exist anymore. So when I graduated in 1998, when I was full of aspiration, ambition, I wanted to look for a job, there I see right in front of my eyes that many people lost their job during recession. How many of you have friends who lose their job over recession each and every cycle? Put up your hand. You have friends? Well, you all have sasabocho friends. Their jobs are like iron rice bowl. Alright? So, you know, I thought I was really unlucky. I graduated at the wrong timing. But when I look back in my life, I think God has a purpose. Alright? It taught me the best lesson in my life that jobs are good, but they are not a long-term solution. Right? Honestly, when I graduated, I never even think that I would lose my job. But if you look back the last 10, 20 years, I think recession is like a cycle, am I right? I may be safe from this recession, all right? But how about the next one? All right? So, you know, I had a friend, my accountant. Recently, I met my accountant. You know, she used to work in Barclays, one of the leading financial institutions in the world. And she was telling me, luckily she left Barclays, all right? Because thousands were laid off recently, all right? So, you know, so then what should we do then? You know, so what happens? Now, some of us, you know, we may be very good at what we do, all right? You know, we may not lose our job, you know. We have a demand in the marketplace. And, you know, one day, one financial planner was actually planning for my future. She was asking me a question, all right? Very important question upon retirement. She was asking me, how much money do you need for retirement? Is that a good question? How many of you have thought of this question before? You have thought of this question before. How much does one need for retirement? Now, if you earn 10,000 today, when you retire, you hope to earn 10,000. You hope to have 10,000, am I right? Yes or no? Yes. Am I speaking in a foreign language? No, right? Just to check, okay? You know, so you need about 10,000. And when she did the math, you know, when she tell me, well, you know, 3%, 5%, 7% return, but non-guaranteed. Alright, so I hear a lot of this word called non-guaranteed. I said, what's the meaning of non-guaranteed? Means not guaranteed lah. So, you know, assuming, I don't know whether do you know the latest interest rate in town? You know, if you put your money, how much interest you're earning. To find a 3%, is it easy? Right now in the marketplace? To find a 3% return for the next 20 years, is it easy? No, it's not easy. But you know, if you look at this chart, I am 40 this year. I think only my hair look like 40. The rest look like 30, right? You know, if I want to enjoy the lifestyle that I had when I was working, I need to save 4,000 to 5,000 every month. How many of you think saving 4,000 to 5,000 aside every month for your retirement is easy? Put out your hand. It's not easy, right? Yeah. So, you know, I used to think, I don't need new skin. I'm fine. You know, my path ahead looks very bright, you know, I have a bright future. But when I really look forward, because many people ask me, why at 25 years old, you have that vision, you have that so-called wisdom to see and persist in new skin and became, you know, some say the youngest $10 million circle member in this region, right? Why? Because many of us, we live day by day. Day to day. We live day by day. But at the time I was thinking, you know, 10 years, 20 years later down the road, where would I want to be? You know, when I got my first job, I was promoted to a manager and then a director. I started hiring my team, all right? And I still remember very clearly my hiring criteria. When I was hiring the sales team, all right, it was almost like an auto rejection when I see someone in their 40s and 50s. I don't know whether, you know, you ever came across this, right? Even now, I'm like looking for a PA. You know, my accountant recommended me a PA. You know what's the first thing I look at? Make a guess. Yeah, I look at her age. You know, because you know, so I realized that I may be at the peak of my career right now or right back then, you know, but actually, if you look at the statistics, the peak of one's career is at 39 to 40. You know, whatever goes up must come down. You know, so after I really sit down, be very truthful, be very honest to myself, it's not new skin needs me. I think I need new skin. I need new skin as a retirement plan. Right? You know, because one day we were faced with this subject. Am I right? And I was so glad that my mentor, he happened to be the financial planner before I started New Skin with him. Alright, he was telling me this proposition. He said, all you have to do, alright, instead of trying so hard to save a few thousand a month, all you have to do is help one or two persons to become an executive in this business. And over 20 years, even if you do it like a turtle, slowly, you can enjoy a 10K residual income monthly after that. Which one is a better deal? Saving thousands or helping someone, at least one person in a year, change their life? Which one is easier? Helping that one person, right? All right. So, you know, so it was really a major paradigm shift for me. I used to think how much I earn every month is important until he made me realize it is the longevity. All right? It is the longevity of your income that is more important than the amount of your income. Am I right? Yes. So, I think I wouldn't be here if not for the persistence of my mentor, Shah. Can I borrow your hands to thank? Of course some of us say, no, but I run my own business. I can decide the longevity. I can decide the amount of my income. All right? And of course, fair enough. When we run our own businesses, so-called the sky is the limit. All right? But if you have been reading a lot of articles, I think traditional business is changing. Am I right? Right. How many of you take Uber? You take Uber? Huh? So few? How many of you heard of Uber? Put your hand. Uber. You heard of Uber, right? Right? Actually, just a sidetrack. Actually, they are really very good, right? So they don't own any car, but they have the biggest network of cars around, right? Right? How many of you heard about Airbnb? Have you used their services before? Right? They don't have a room. They don't have a chambermaid, but they have more rooms than Hilton, Hyatt, Marriott, or Shangri-La, right? Yes? Right? How many of you bought books from Amazon before? Amazon, right? The rest you buy from California. You see, I have to try so hard. You should have told me then I should have taken 2 sets of dinner, Huh? Alright, so they don't own a bookstore. They don't own a bookstore, but they sell the most number of books. Alright, so what does this tell us? This tells us that the conventional way of doing business is changing. I used to think, how can New Skin be a big business? I don't even get to open a shop. I don't, it's like an invisible business. But Robert Kiyosaki said this is an invisible big business. Alright, you don't need a shop. You don't need to have overheads. You don't need to pay salary. But yet you can have a network around the world, right? Yeah. So times are changing. What used to work in the past, the conventional way, is slowly getting obsolete in the modern world. For example, I have a girlfriend in Indonesia. The husband family runs a very successful business last time, okay? The dad is the biggest distributor for Casio. You know Casio? Watch calculator, right? Yes. And during the Father's Days, the business was big, right? They are the biggest distributor in Jakarta. They make big money. But by the time the business was passed down to the son, how many of us still use Casio calculator right now? Where do we use our calculator? Our mobile phone. Alright. So, this reminds me how dinosaurs get extinct. Because their ability to change was too slow. Am I right? Yeah. So, once upon a time, almost all of us, we carry a Nokia, right? Yes? How many of us had a Nokia phone before? Had a Nokia phone. And now, there was one time I was doing spring cleaning. I think I found 4 to 5 Nokia phone. Okay, the versions. Then I want to sell to the Garang, right? Do you know? He refused. One phone don't even worth $10. My God, And we used to be so proud that we carry this phone, right? But look at them today. And what did the CEO say? We didn't do anything wrong, but somehow we lost. So, I'm so glad, that I realized change is inevitable. All right? We may be complacent, we may be comfortable at where we were, where we are today. Like Nokia, they are comfortable, and that makes them slower to change. And they didn't even know how they lose their share in this business. All right? So, change is mandatory, right? Embrace it. Embrace that there's a new way. There's a new way of running a business. A new way of entrepreneurship. All right? So, a lot of people say, why this business? Why? Personally, I feel that in the marketplace, very few people in the marketplace, they don't know the real value of network marketing, all right? Now, network marketing means you build a network and you market your product. Because my first impression of this business is direct selling. You gotta go door to door and sell to a lot of people. And to me, that's not my ambition. That's not what I love to do. But someone, Ongi in particular, he educated me what is the concept and the meaning of building network. All right? And of course, building a network, does it take time? Yes. All right? So, I was very grateful he educated me. All right? Honestly, what we need is a lot of right education on what is the value of this business to the public out there. All right? So he was educating me about the value, because I told him, what is the difference? I asked him, what is the difference between this business and my job, which I know I can definitely climb the corporate ladder, or I can start my own business, all right? He was telling me the concept of global, all right? Now, I'm 100% Singaporean, made in Singapore also. I'm very proud to be a Singaporean, all right? Very proud. From nothing, we become something today, right? Top 3 in the world, right? Yeah. But I also recognize our limitation, right? How big is the market here? It's one of the smallest in the world, right? Right? So I realized that actually, if I want to do well, we really need to step out of Singapore, right? Right? Yeah. Actually, you only need one tsunami, right? And Singapore is gone. Remember? Right? Like haze. Even Kalimantan haze, Singapore can turn black, right? That is how fragile we are. Though we are a very strong country. Alright, so I realized that actually I need a global business. And I'm so amazed. I was just 25 when I started Nu Skin. I started from the smallest country in this world. And it really blew my mind when I know that I can start from Singapore, and I can go to Malaysia, and I can go to Indonesia, any country in the 50 countries around the world. Today, my business has spread close to 20 countries around the world because of this business. So, someone once told me, because I said, I could have done property. You can make so much money up front. You can save the money and invest the money and yada yada. But someone educated me, even if I'm number 1 in Singapore, I'm nowhere to be found in the world, right? Because even Malaysia is 5 times bigger than Singapore, right? And where else can we find a business where we don't need 1 million to make another million in this business, right? Another thing that I really learned in this business, why I stick around, I refuse to give up, is Ongi told me that I need to earn an income, but not just an income, but a leverage income, right? I asked him, what is the concept of leverage? He was telling me, you have 2 choices, okay? You can put in 100% effort and achieve 100% result, or you can find 100 men, everybody put in 1%, and you get 100% result. So he asked me, do you want to put in 1% or 100%? 1% or 100%, my dear? 1%. I think it's a no-brainer question. Really? I can put in 1% to get 100% result? Are you sure? And as I build the business around the world, I don't have to invest in any short front. I don't have to pay any salary, but yet we have very good account managers working with us. I don't have to invest in a warehouse and worry about R&D because we have Joe's team behind us, am I right? So, people ask me, why this business? And I ask them back, why not this business? Times have changed, but where are we? So, and some people say, how can we do so well a new scheme. You know, honestly, in this business, we build assets. All right, we build assets. What is the biggest asset in our business? What is the biggest asset? Start with the person next to you is called a check. Are they human? In case spirits are sitting here, right? All right. Are people, right? Are people, right? People are your best asset. People are your best asset. All right? Apart from the product, people are the best asset. You know? So, why? Why this is the path for us? Because it's not just making an active income, but it's an asset-generated income, right? Yes? Right. So in my team, all right, we have engineers, accountants, bankers, all walks of life, including home engineer, which is housewife. Later I'll show you a picture of my housewife, leader in Indonesia. All right? And you know, with such a team, how can we don't do well in this business? All right? So, you know, I was so grateful of the right mindset that was cultivated in my head that if I have to make an income, I must make a leverage income. If I have to make an income, I have to make an asset-generated income. So with this firm belief, you know, I started with no one believing in me till today where I am. All right? So a lot of people say, are you sure this is long-term? You know, because someone told me Singaporean has two trademarks. What is the trademark? Kiasu and Kiasis. Some people say Kia boss. But anyway, you know, I think that's the next thing we have in our mind. How long term is this? Am I right? Yes. Only one person say yes. Is this yes? Yes. Is this long term? How long can this last? All right, I've been in the business for 13 years. All right, first 1.5 years I was part-time. Now, how can this business be so long-term? How can it be the longer you do, the better it is? Because your result in this business, it can be I started building my business in JB. You all know JB? Or you all know City Square? City Square is the biggest mall in JB, I think, right? Yeah, you know, I started on JB. It's not my friend, it's my friend's friend. Okay, so I started in JB. And you know what happened? In the North-South Highway, how many of you know North-South Highway? North-South Highway, right? So few. You only take PIECT, AYE. Come on, how many of you know the North-South Highway? Yeah, there's a lot of exit, right? And I just started from JB. In a location very near to City Square. Just that humble, I started in a mama shop. So poor thing, right? And today, in all the exit, I have rubies, blue diamonds, millionaire. Exponential growth. To tell you something very funny, after I do this scheme, my geography improved. Because last time I don't know there's this place called Kuantan, you know. Then they tell me, hey, Kuantan is very famous for Kiamhe, you know. You know Kiamhe, right? And I have two blue diamonds from Kuantan, right? You know, last time I was also very swaku. I say, what? I said, got a place called Alosta. Alosta. And I have a lot of downlines in Alosta. Alright, so it is a very interesting journey, right? You know, where you really, we may have limited friends. A lot of people say, I don't have many friends. You know, I can't blame you. Because in the nature of our job, we don't have much friends. We don't have time for friends, right? But in this business, your friends are also your friend. Right? And then someone told me, Indonesia is going to open. I was like, wow, Indonesia, right? You know, you can spot an Indonesian, right? Because they look different. Right, they have very beautiful hair, you know, they dress up, you know, you can always find them in Takashimaya and Paragon, right? Yeah. So I tell myself, I want the market, you know, because how big is Indonesia? 280 million people. So if you have an incredible product like H-Lock, when you go into Indonesia, do you think there's opportunity? Yes. My leaders in Jakarta always joke with me, Jakarta is bigger than Singapore, you know. I was like, huh, really? You know? So a lot of people say, but they are not well-to-do. You know, we just had an Indonesia Success Center. All right? We have leaders in Indonesia. They earn $200-300 US a month. A month. They are doctors working in the government hospital. A lot of people say, yeah, my friends is like that, don't earn a lot of money. But today they become millionaire, $1 million circle member in Houston. Do you know they need to save money to buy one spa? Because their $200-300 US is not to sustain themselves, but to feed a whole family. Alright? So, you know, the best market, you know where is the best market? Because if you treat me nicer, I will tell you my secret. Where is the best market? Where is the best market? The best market is here. It's here. Because when you believe that there is potential in this market, you get what you see. Alright? So if you have ever seen the map of Indonesia, even my long hands cannot contain. All the way from the west to the east, you know Aceh? I used to know, Aceh is tsunami place, right? But today I have leaders in Aceh. And I didn't know that there's this place called East Timor. You know East Timor? You know Ambon? Ambon? Honestly, I don't know where it's Ambon, but they told me it's very good for scuba diving. Alright? So Ambon, I have a leader who is a doctor, and he's a very famous doctor there for 30 years. Because his health is transformed with our H-Lock product. He's on my 6th generation. Alright? And I have leaders in Timor, Papua, Manado, Makassar, you know. And how big is your market is how much is your belief and how big is your imagination. Alright? So some people say, hey, where do you find this downline in Indonesia? Where do you find this leader? You want to know? Yes or no? Yes. You're different, Lilian. You are a sales director. You have many friends, correct or not? You know, you have many friends. You can convince them. If not, you confuse them. I did none of the above, okay? Alright, so you know, I found my Indonesian leader in a franchise exhibition in Suntec City. Alright, we were strangers. She was looking for a proper business franchise, and I showed her what is called a future business franchise. And today she's a $1 million circle member in Indonesia. So a lot of people say, yeah, it sounds good, you know. It always sounds good. But it sounds too good to be true, right or not? But it is not so easy when I'm out there sharing with my friend. Why? Why 9 out of 10 or 11 out of 10 don't believe? You know who is the 11? You lah. Because after you talk to 10 people, you realize that 11 people don't believe, right? Yeah, not everybody can get there one. It is not so easy. It is not easy. I never say it's easy. How can entrepreneurship be easy? Right? You know, I really love what Li Ka-shing said. I really love that. I counted in 1 minute the outcome of employment, and I left employment. Many try employment for a lifetime and realize that my calculation is right. Okay? Employment is easy, but the life later may be hard. Alright? Entrepreneurship is hard, but life is easy. Many have glamorous job, but not glamorous life. Entrepreneurship is not glamorous, but life is glamorous, right? you know, a lot of people tell me, I know, but success is difficult, right? But I always felt not successful. In Singapore, we say lagi difficult. Correct or not? Success is hard, but not successful, easy meh? No. Alright? So, you know, I love, one of my greatest mentors in my life is my mom. Because I came from a very humble beginning. You know, I stay in a one-bedroom, government flat, rented, not owned, for 20 over years. She always tell me since young, if you expect life to be easy, life will be hard. If you expect life to be hard, life is easy. Alright? What I love about New Skin is not how many zeros we have behind us in terms of our wealth, but it's who we become. We rise up against all odds, we overcome all the challenges, and we become the best us, right? There is no successful industry. There's only successful people. There is no one industry where you go in autopilot, you become successful. But I really like what Facebook Mark Zuckerberg he says. That's why he is successful. How does he approach every problem he faces? You know, like the problem, no name list, I don't know how to do sales, is this business for me? I don't think I can make it. But he approached every problem in the same light. What can I grow from this? What can I grow? What can I learn from this? Alright? You know, how many of us are professionals over here? Put out your hand. Professional. Professional. Okay, how many of you are not professional? You guys always make me try so hard. Next time you stand here, you know, huh? Come on, right? You know, was it easy to be an accountant? When you were born, do you see a label accountant here? Chalk on your forehead, have not? Engineer? No. Alright? No, none. You know? But we make choices, right? How long did it take you to be an accountant? How long? How many years? Primary school 6 years? Secondary school 4? Some of you on 10, 5 years? JC 2 years? Uni 3, 4 years? Wow, total how many years? We say smelly 10 years, right? At least 10 over years. Am I right? And some people, after they do this business for 1 year, they say, very difficult. Very difficult. But you forgot. How did you get your professional degree? It took you a decade. You cannot say primary school not count. Because it was that long that we took. Successful, what do you mean by not counted? Success is never built overnight, right? No marketing is not perfect, but it is the best. It is not easy, but it's worth it. Because the longer you do, the more you can build up your residual effort, and the better it becomes. Alright, so you know, if you don't know how to sell, learn. I still remember when I first became a mom. How many of you are mothers here? Daddy also counted, but I hate daddy. Because now daddy also as good as mommy, right? Do you know I don't know how to wrap the cloth diaper? I don't know how to make milk. I don't know. But can I say I don't know? So what's the next thing to do? Learn. None of us in this room, we are born with the knowledge to do. We acquire along the way. Alright, so who can do this business? When you have a dream and you persist in your dream. These are the people that can do the business. I want to show you this photo. These are all my direct leaders. Okay? The one on the extreme right is my auntie. Alright? She protests, I use the word auntie. Now becomes sister, huh? She's my first executive. You know, executive are hard to come by. But after that, after she became executive, very interesting. She went into coma. Immediately, you know. Alright? Yeah. How would you feel? Yeah, I think this business is not for me, you know. It's so difficult to find one executive, and the best part, after they go out, immediately they come down. But you know how I was thinking? one day, you will join me in this business. In Chinese, we say, 我总有一天等到你. Because needs change, right? Right? And true enough, after 4 years, she used our product, and when the timing was right, she came in. Today, she's a blue diamond. She got 8 blue diamonds under her. This lady, one of my good friends, she wear a bunny ear. Best, she never even complete executive. Halfway LI 丙上. You know what is the next best thing she do? She cancelled the ALO. Because some of my leaders tell me, not easy, when I tell my friend, either they tell me they eat before, or they don't want to eat, or yada yada, This is exactly the same path I took. Congratulations. She cancelled her LI, but today she's my diamond executive with a very big team of professionals in the team. Right? And the lady on the left is an emerald executive. I remember I told her about the business 10 years ago. 10 years ago. Alright? And some of you, how many of you do this business for 10 years? Put your hand. 10 years. You do this business for 10 years. Alright? Alright. She die, don't want to join me. 死都不要 join 我. Right? She said, no, I graduated from Australia. I need to go into the corporate world and whatnot. But honestly, nothing explains the result, but only the result explains everything. When she saw that, after 10 years, the quality of our life is so different, she joined me automatically. And today, she's one of our eminent executives leading a very fun team in this Singapore. Alright, so what does this show? Persistence. Alright, persistence. And $1 million circle member in New Skin is not a dream. It's not a dream. Alright, I became a $1 million circle member at the age of 30. Alright, I joined you at the age of early 30s. And it's not just me. If you look at the profile of the millionaire in New Skin, you'll find from the tallest to the shortest, some still round, some it's like Zootopia. Everyone can. Everyone can, So, of course, a lot of people say, but am I too late? Am I too late? New Skin is like old skin, not new skin. Am I too late, Because you joined 10 years ago. There's always a lot of reason for why we cannot make it. But you just need one reason why we can make it, right? There's a lot of new product. Every new product is a new opportunity for us. It's a new marketplace. It's a new marketplace, So I just want to share a story of one of my leaders in Indonesia. Honestly, the picture on the left look like what? Look like what? Maid, right? She look like an Indonesian maid, correct? Holding someone's child, but it's actually her, Okay? She's a housewife. Low self-esteem. The husband is very successful, but the husband thinks not much of her. Whenever he goes out for function, he never brings the wife out. Last time I hear this story, I don't understand. But when I saw this picture, I totally understand. I don't know why. Today, you look at her. This is her car bought from New Skin. It's not just about the car. She was so proud of herself today because her husband followed her everywhere. Even follow her New Skin business. She bought a few properties in Indonesia, and she had this car, and she built one of the fastest growing team in Indonesia. She's just a housewife. So who can make it in New Skin? I can tell you the answer is you decide. Right? You decide. I like what Jack Ma says. Not very handsome man, but very wise man. He says, the worst people to serve are the poor people. You give them free, they say, it's a trap. You tell them it's a small investment, they say, how can you earn a lot like that? 2,000? Only 2,000 to start this business? How can you make a lot of money? You tell them to come in big, they say, I don't have money. You tell them to try new things, they will say, what? You tell them to try new things, they will say they don't have experience. You tell them it's traditional business, they say very tough. You tell them it's a new business, they say, is it MLM? You tell me, am I right? Okay? They say, you tell them to run a shop, they say, no freedom, like that. You tell them run a new business, they say no expertise. But they got something in common. They like to ask Google. Google can do honestly. You see, I type Google, they say, scam. Correct not? They say scam. Cannot do. Right? They listen to friends who are as hopeless as them. They think more than a university professor, do less than a blind man. Just ask them what can they do. They cannot answer you. My conclusion, instead of your heart beat faster, why don't you just act faster? Instead of just think, why don't you do? Alright? You know, when many people are thinking 10 years ago, this business can do or not? I already started. Because what is the risk? The risk is I learned something. I learned about entrepreneurship. I learned how to grow as a person, right? Yeah, and you know, when other people are thinking, I started. When other people are analyzing what is a better way to do the business, I became a one in this scene. While others are still waiting on the perfect timing to start, I already reached my destination. So what kind of person do we want to be? What kind of person, right? You know, I love this business. Why? It's not just about making money. We can make money everywhere, but not everywhere our dreams can come true. You know, I used to think, what is called a dream? You know, for the longest time, we forgot what's a dream. After donkey years, our dream to be alive. Still have a job is our dream. I used to be once upon a time like that. Because I thought that's my life, I have to, I have to accept the reality. But my mentor tell me, no, you decide the life that you want, and you find your way to get there. Not you have what you have, and then you design your life around your salary. Alright? So if time and money is not a problem, where do we want to be? Where? This really got me imagining. So one of the, what is wealth? You know, what is wealth? What is wealth? Wealth is quality of life. You know, how many of you agree that the most precious things in life you cannot buy with money? Or many of you think money is still more important? I think both also correct. No money also very poor thing, right? Are you still here? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. Tell your body on the left, you're doing very well. Keep it up. Okay, you're doing very well. Keep it up. You're still nodding. You're still agreeing. You're still alive. You're still breathing. Okay? Wealth, it is the quality of your life. How many of us have a choice today that we can just have today off and have breakfast, lunch, dinner with your loved one? We call Singapore suka-suka. Anytime. Alright? You know, I married late, not because 没人要, too many to choose. Very hard to choose. What my priorities in life is to succeed first. When you success, you can have almost everything you want in your life. Alright, so I got married and I took 2 years off to have a 1-year honeymoon, alright, and to raise my son up. Alright, so you know, me and my husband, we retire when our son is born. And a lot of people say, what do you do, You retire, you know. When I became my first $1 million circle member, I retired. I took a back seat, about 2 years plus. I didn't come out, I didn't share, I didn't do anything. But in just another 3 years' time, I continued to be a $5 million circle member. What does this show? It shows that your results can be accumulated. You know, so I just bring my little boy all around the world. All around the world. You know, this is him when he was barely 18 months old. Alright, and we just spent lots of time. I bring him to Mount Rushmore Park, you know, the national park. And why 2 pictures with 2 different weathers? Alright, just to let you know what I do every day during those period of time. First, I went on one day. The team all, you know, The sky is black, and the color is black color, you know. The photo is white, black, you know, black and white, right? And I say, hey, this photo is not nice. We go back again the next day. And the park warden was saying, wow, you're so free. You can come every day. And to me, this is the kind of life that we want to live, right? You know, we have freedom of choice, you know. A few days ago, I went to a meet the teacher session with my son. My son, 6 years old, got meet the teacher. Solid, right? Okay? Because I sent him to the best school, one of the best, right? So the teacher asked him a question. He said, hey, Ethan, do you love daddy or mommy? You know the teacher tell me, every child he asks, each child will choose one. They'll say, oh, I love mommy more because daddy is very fierce. Daddy don't spend time. I love mommy more or I love daddy more. And she was laughing. She said, Ethan said, I love mommy and daddy. I think one of the reasons is because of this business, we have the luxury of time to spend undivided love for him. Alright, so you know, every day, we will pick him up earlier than parents. Well, I see some maids, some grandmas. I'm so glad that I have the freedom of choice. Alright, and every time, you know, when we go for holidays, I will have to tell the teacher, like, you know, in December, we went for a 1 month holiday. The teacher said, wow, 1 month ah. I think the teacher is like asking me, can I fit into your suitcase? You know? Yeah. And, you know, it's not about how much money we have. I think to me, the best way to learn about volcano, it's not from a textbook, but it's to go Hawaii, right? Yeah. You know, so, you know, because of this business, because of Nu Skin, I think at his young age of 6, he traveled to about 20 countries already. Right? And he has experiences, all kinds of experience. You know, from suites, first class, business class, economy, you name it. Alright? And you know, to having a countdown in this New York Times Square. So, you know, when my kid was in school, the teacher always commented, he has a lot to say. He's very talkative. I think come from my gene. You know, he has so much passion. You know, recently they were talking about seals, about sea lion, about whales. And he said, my son talked non-stop, you know. You know why? Because I spent 1 month in Florida. Wow, I almost became a whale. Because every day too much exposure to the animals, you know. So he really touched, you know, go up close and personal, have a meal with the whale. And this is really the moment that I will never trade anything away for. And when I was working, it is impossible. If you tell your boss you want to take 1 month off for your holiday, what will your boss tell you? No need to come back, right? You can go on long-term holiday, correct? Yeah. You know, so every day, it's Mickey, Minnie, Minnie, Mickey. You know, and it is that freedom of choice. Freedom is not free. But is it worth fighting for? Yes. You know, when I get there and enjoy the fruit of my success, I forgot what is rejection. You know, right? So he has taken all the major cruise liners in the world. We are going for another one to Europe, all right? And you know, it is a kind of lifestyle, it is a kind of quality of life that I will never be able to gain when I was working, all right? And of course, you know, this is going to be the last part of my sharing. I know you have listened to a lot, but can you just give me another 10 minutes of your time? When I started in Nu Skin, I guarantee you it's 10 times tougher. Alright? The best product, I never even hear what is age lock. The best product was Life Pack. And you know what is the best thing about this best product? One box of Life Pack is 50 PV, $112. It's 1 month consumption, but my customer eat for 3 to 6 months. They say, wow, still got a lot, still got a lot. Do you know how tough, right, it is? I was not even a $1 million circle member. I was like you. I cannot count how many rejections. It's uncountable. Therefore, I cannot count how many downline I have also. It is equally uncountable. So a lot of of you ask me, what is my driving force? What makes you reach here today? Tell me, teach me, all right, show me. You know, I used to do new skin with my brain. With my brain. How can I talk to this person? Who else I should talk about? And I used to think that brain is very powerful, you know, it's very powerful, right? You know, but my turning point is when I start to use my heart. When I start to ask myself, why must I succeed here? All right. When I was 25 years old, obviously I was not married, but I have someone that I really love a lot in my life, and I believe all of you have. My mom is very important, and I believe your parents are very important, right? Yeah. You know, I came from a humble family. To cut the story short, she brought me up single-handedly by working a blue-collar job. She's not educated. She raised me up to this height, so she worked very hard, right? I asked myself, how much am I willing to go the extra mile for the people I love? All right. You know, in my head every day, when I was faced with a challenge, when I got more rejection than I can ever shoulder. You know, sometimes they are quite nasty, right? When I go home and look at my mom, I tell myself, fight one more round. Where I fall is where I get up. You know, when sometimes, you know, I don't even have a vision of where I can be. You know, really, it's like, you know, half blind, I can't see anything. There seems to be no result for some time in the beginning. Because it is a business. Business takes time. Even your degree took a certain amount of time. But when I went home, I saw my mom getting older every day. That reminds me the reason why I must succeed here. Because I believe our parents worked very hard to bring us where we are today, right? So when I tell myself, you know, am I willing to give up on her retirement life, on giving her a better life? The answer is I will never give up. I will cross mountains, I will swim through valleys, we will get there. Because they have done much more for us, am I right? You know, so honestly, I don't have an extra degree. I really have no experience about entrepreneurship. I just have one thing. It's a simple, deep love for the people in my family that I know that I can be empowered to give them a better life. This is one of my leaders in Indonesia. She's a very rich lady. She has everything you name it. She has a field maid. She sells cars, so she has many cars in her house. She stayed in a mansion with a swimming pool. All the riches, you name it, she has, like many of us in this room. But do you know, sometimes the most precious things in life is what you cannot buy with money. You know, the mother and her are a very famous leader in New Skin. The reason is because everywhere they go, they wear the same hat, glasses, dress, shoes, bags. Everything is the same. I think it's an Indonesian culture. She has no time to do this business. A lot of us, we say we have no time, right? She has no time. You know why? Because when I share the business with her, you guess what time I tell her about the business? Only at 1 a.m. she has time for me. 1 a.m., you know. So I OPP her at 1 a.m. So her only thing missing in her life is time with her loved ones. Time with her loved ones. When she wake up, the mother is sleeping. When she get home, the mother is still sleeping. She rarely have time. She came into New Skin because she wanted to spend time with the mom. And last month, the mom passed on because of old age. She's 80 plus. In Chinese, we call Ho Mia, you know, it's a good life. It's a celebration, but it's a funeral. And it did a montage for her. And I was so touched. Why? Because in all the montage, majority of the photos are her spending time with her mom in the last few golden years of the mother's life. So even though the mother has passed on and went on to heaven, but there's no regret. So how many more years does our parent have for us? I think the worst medicine in the world is regret, right? So when I saw that, I was so glad that I persisted. I insisted that she must know what is new skin. Because most of the best and the greatest value that new skin can give us is really what money cannot buy. Right? How far, how much are we willing to go for our loved one? I have a very beautiful video for you. Alright? When you need strength, when you need courage, when you need that perseverance, use this video to guide you. So thank you so much for having me here.
Today, we have also invited 5 more leaders from various backgrounds, and each of them has found success in their own profession, but they still choose Nu Skin as their business partner. So let's hear from their inspiration and experience in this business. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Diamond Executive Ron Ng, Diamond Executive Rosiana and Mulyana, Blue Diamond Executive Daya Ng, Diamond Executive Yenny Wu, last but not the least, $1 million circle, 1-year team lead Derek Clark.
Good evening, Nu Skin. Good evening, everybody. How the video makes you cry? Yes, right. Very touching, right? Also, I have to read by myself on it. But really, can I use your hand to applause for our mentor, Ms. LilianOng, for the fantastic sharing just now? Okay, just want to share probably a little story of my journey in Nu Skin. Okay, my name is Ron Ng. Actually, formerly I was a banker, working in the bank for 14 years. I've joined a lot of banks before. So, why did I choose Nu Skin? It's because of my sponsor, my angel, who introduced me products. Because I was 100 kg last time. So I was a fat boy. They used to joke I was selling pork in bank. Okay, bank usually, they know we do like investment all this, right? But actually I'm like a butcher lah. Okay, you don't see my testimony, right? Okay, never mind. Okay, it's okay. So what I do is that through the fantastic product, I lost about 18 kg. So I embarked a journey in Nu Skin. It was never easy to do, but because of the technology that we have, I really truly believe that it can actually bring me to another level. Okay, entrepreneurship is never easy. I would like to share a little story and okay, disclaimer first, not from Nu Skin, okay, it's a personal experience that I had. Okay, my wife's testimony. Now she's in confinement. She can't come out, but I believe she's seeing me in live feed now. Okay, pardon me, I need to share. Okay, she had cyst. Okay, about 10 cm. Okay, she had my second child. Suppose the doctor says she has to go for C-sec, that means operation to take out the cyst, which is 10 cm. So they told me it's cancerous, you gotta do this, it's exaggerated. I mean, you all have been through, right? So what happened? I just told her, because she's a firm believer of H-lock technology. Okay, disclaimer again, personal experience. Okay, it's got nothing to do with Dr. Joe. Okay, so what happened is that she took Y-span for about 1 month. Okay, when we go back for the reports again, it actually shrunk to 6 cm. So I'm glad she did not need to go through that operation, which can cause miscarriage to my second baby. So this is why I personally feel that there's a lot of opportunity that you can see from H-lock. Okay, even before we came for Dr. Joe's presentation, or what he has shared with us, I've learned from the Google, internet. We love to find out, right? Okay, I didn't look at the scam part, but I rather look at the good quality of products that we have. I hope my sharing can enlighten you, and I hope to see you guys soon also. That's the end of my sharing.
Morning, Nu Skin. Are you still awake? Yeah, before I begin, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May I know, sorry, a bit nervous. Can I see there is, raise your hands, all the Muslim and brothers and sisters here? Okay, that's good. I would like to say thank you and for your patience for the shortcomings. The prayer place is quite small. And also the food, the light food. Thank you for coming. Okay, about myself, I'm an aviation engineer for 15 years. And my wife here is a pharmacist. pharmacist for many years, and she's the one who introduced me about this new skin business. And basically, I'm a H-Lock fan. I started off with R Square, and then followed by 390, and now it's Y-Span. And personally, I've felt something that I never felt before. I felt like I'm in the 20s. Another thing I like to share is I also managed to help my mom, who is also an ex-breast cancer patient, to transform herself and help her gain back her youth. Okay, I hand over to my wife.
Good morning, New Skin. Are you all awake? Yes. Okay, so I just have a short sharing because Dr. Joe shared about the brain cells test, which wasn't here, right? But immediately after I heard from him about the brain function improve after Y-Span from the US convention, immediately I think of my aunt. My aunt was 56, is 56 years old, but she is diagnosed with dementia. Immediately, do you think you should let this person try Y-Span? Even though there's no clinical studies on it, right? I mean, what is the best for such a person? Because at 56 years old, with dementia, it's quite sad. But I would like to share with you that 3 months on Y-Span, I can see that, of course, the improvement is not 100%, but I can see that she has improved. At least she can smile to us. Okay, her husband said that she has there's emotional attachment now. Otherwise, when you talk to her, it's like talking to a blank space. And she remembers to take her Y-Span. Can you give Y-Span and the scientists and you a big round of applause? I think talking about brain alone, right, I think it's already enough to make every one of us here take. Is our brain precious? Right? Okay, so I hope everyone will take this opportunity to join us with Y-Span LTO coming soon next month. Thank you.
Hello， 萨瓦迪卡。对不起，新加坡的伙伴们，你们排第2，因为我为了感恩，今晚我的上线在泰国，他能够感受到，所以我就借这个机会跟他讲一句萨瓦迪卡。首先，太过了，刚才给东京烧了一边，左边烧一边，右边给Lilian烧到我整身都要跳起来。很不好意思，现在我要告诉大家什么？该讲的你们也听了，所以我还是介绍我自己吧。首先在这边，我相信没有一个是小学2年级，我有26个 ABC， 我都不会。为什么我能够来从事国际的事业，又是科技的事业？为什么我能够？因为我有信心，我骑在技能的掌上，而且我们凡是公司主办的，可以请到周经，还有很好的领导人来讲。我们就借这个机会邀请朋友来，所以我们要借力使力，少费力。虽然我不认识字，不过呢，我也吃了 Y-Span， 我相信曾经还有人看过我。我是好像什么安迪，没有女人味的女人。我跟大家分享一个很好笑的，刚刚的事情发生。因为时间给我很短，我其实有很多要讲，不过时间给我4分钟，所以我就选出来讲重点。到有一天，有一个男的，我知道今年50多岁了，你懂那个男的跟我讲一句什么？你很漂亮。你知道吗？没有 New Skin， 没有 Y-Span， 也不可能这 50多年来哈，会有人哈跟我讲你很漂亮。所以，在座的安迪，我们不想要做安迪了，我们要做一个有女人味的妇女。还有，你想做帅哥吗？中年来哈，你是要做帅哥嘛？看后面30岁，看前面50岁。所以，我跟你们分享到这边，因为时间应该是到了，所以我很多不能讲的。谢谢大家。
Good evening, everyone. What can I say after Daya 老师? Can we give her another round of applause? She's my inspiration, always early in the morning at the showcase. My name is Yanni Wu. I'm originally from Taiwan. I was relocated by Hewlett Packard 12 years ago to Singapore to do an Asia Pacific and Japan role. I quit my corporate job 1.5 years ago as head of the executive communication for another IT MNC. I'm a single mother with a 13-year-old son. About years ago, Dr. James Shah spoke to me about New Skin after I just finished a 3-month leadership training program. Dr. James Shah is a $1 million circle member and 7-year team lead in New Skin. So there's a saying in Chinese, 当贵人出现的时候，他们通常看起来都不怎么贵。当好机会出现的时候，他们看起来都有点卑贱。Does it make sense? Okay, I translate. When an angel showed up, they usually don't look like angel. And when good opportunity turned up, they might look a bit ridiculous. But I'm forever and eternally grateful to Dr. James Shah that he spoke to me about New Skin. There are 3 points I want to share. Number 1 is about belief. If you don't believe anything, the facts or science has been shared so well tonight, age lock has nothing to do with you. And if you don't believe in yourself, just like I didn't believe it myself years ago when I started, find someone, that one person that believes in you. I'm so glad Dr. James Shah and my sideline team, they believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. And second, have the long-term view. What does that mean by long-term view? I quit my corporate job at the peak of my career when I was 40 because I didn't think that it makes sense for me to do things that I cannot accumulate anymore. If it's not passive for long-term, cannot accumulate, I'd rather don't do. And many of the benefit that Joe shared of the white span can only see the result when the last 10 years of our life. So are we doing only the things for today, this moment, or we're actually seeing 10 years, 20 years, or even 50 years down the road? And third one is about courage. Do not be afraid. Be courageous. What it means to me is that if you may have failed like me, you may have divorced before, do not be afraid. Connect with the people who have the courage. There's a team of people here, like the person who brought you here today, can share with you who are the courageous leaders in this group that can bring you to success. And I think it's even more funny if I said, it may take courage to step forward, to take action. But actually in this world right now, if I stay where I am, I think it takes more courage because this world has been changing. It's changing every day. If I just stay put, I think it takes even more courage to stay where I am today. A few years ago, in my last job, I helped my Asia Pacific lead to launch the fastest microprocessor in the world. It was very fun and was successful. But when I hear from Joe about age-lock and white span, I got overwhelmed by age-lock because I have this vision that my parents, they will not be in a sick bed, and they will not in the sick bed in their last 10 years of their life. They'll be running with me, have fun with me, chit-chat, have the fun joke with me when they're 100 years old. And when I'm 100 years old, my son will be playing with me, cracking the funny jokes that I'm still cracking with him now every day. And that's my vision. So be courageous, take immediate action. Thank you.
Hello everyone, are you still there? Yes. Especially people behind, are you still there? Can you wave at me? Woo! Can we give them a big round of applause? Wow. Actually, I got a lot of things to tell you, but just now I heard about the wise man testimony. I also want to share something about what I encountered recently. You want to know? Yes. I went to hawker center today. This uncle always, he knows me. Usually he never say anything when he passed the food to me. Today, when he saw me, he said, "Ah boy, this is our food." The feeling is awesome. So, to all the boy girl out there, you know, are you still with me? Yes. Wow, okay. My name is Derek, okay, from Singapore. Prior to New Skin, I was working in the regional marketing environment in one of the world's biggest printing company for 15 years. Okay? Due to my job, I need to travel to many places until one incident that struck me. Because in a corporate career, to me, I want to raise in the corporate ladder. I want to be, you know, in the high post position. So I work very hard. But something struck me is when I was traveling for quite some time, when I reached home, at the time, my son, I think he was around less than 1 year old. Okay? When I reached home, I was expecting him to really come to me and give me a hug. You know, do you know that kind of feeling? The feeling is fantastic. You know, we're working outside, it's so tired, so stressed. When you go home, that hug itself gives us energy. But that incident happened when I reached home, when I opened the door. My son looked at me, I look at my son just walked away. You know, at night, I can't really sleep well. Can you sleep well like this? I can't. I asked my wife, why is it like this? Why our boy, that is really the small our boy, okay? Why our boy walk away? He said, because you're not at home all the time. I asked myself, what's wrong with me? You know, highly educated, with a good career in a company, good income. Why I deserve this kind of outcome? I wanted to change, but I don't know what to do. Luckily, one set of TRA, which is the older version of TID, saved me because I have a high cholesterol, and it really transformed me. And at the time, I look at this, because I'm a marketeer, I look at good products. I tell myself, good products can transform an uncle, at the time not a boy yet, because no wise man, to a decent looking man. Okay? Sure can sell. But one thing I very reserved, I don't say skeptical, very reserved it. Our New Skin is in the category of MLM. When you talk to your friends, when you tell them New Skin, they will ask you, is this MLM? What's your response? Huh? Yes, it's MLM. I can share with you, this is normal. Because to me, MLM doesn't feel professional. So I talk to my upline. But I know the outcome of what my upline is. It's like traveling every month, you know. I want that kind of life, you know. Really have quality time with his children. So I asked my upline. I say, my upline is Nicholas. Okay, he's not around here. He said, I asked him, I'm a professional, highly educated, good career in a company. Why should I do this? This doesn't feel professional to me. You know what he answered? He said, if you think this is not professional, why don't you do it professionally? So simple, right? Okay? So from that day onward, I tell myself, I'm going to do New Skin and do it professionally. And today in my team, There are many professionals joining me. There's people from corporate, there are teachers, there are engineers, there are accountants. You can name it. So, to me, as long as you do something that professionally, you are a professional. Agree? Yes. Okay? And through Nu Skin, good technologies, okay, our life changed. I also want to especially thank Dr. Joe Chang for his leadership to lead our R&D team to come out with amazing products that really change our life, especially our life, okay, and our teammates' life, and many of people here, your life in the future also. And I still remember the first product came out from ageLOC when I joined. I used DIA to start. After that, R-Square came out. When R-Square coming out, there's nothing. To me, it's just a myth, It's the future. They say R-Square is so good. We don't even see the bottles, there's nothing. But we only have one testimony. That is Dr. Joe Chang testimony. Okay? Thank you for looking so young for us. Okay? And you know what we did? Because we know the product is very good, company is very good, technology is very good, everything is in place already. You know what we did? We have nothing. We don't even have the bottle to show people. First wave 2011 LTO. What we did? We take his photo. Sorry, there's no copyright. Okay? This is Joe Chang, you see? This is Joe Chang, you see? This is Joe Chang, you see? We close, R-Square. Based on the pure belief that Nu Skin product is the best. It's the best. It's really the best. And after that, several LTO have passed. We use that to build customers as well as our organization. And we completed our $1 million Circle member in 4.5 years. To me, history will repeat itself. It will repeat itself. If you look at the LTO strategy, opportunity renewal process, many new things are coming up in place. I think everything is inside Joe's brains now. Okay? But we are on good hands. I hope that everyone can leverage on this upcoming LTO, which is next month. Okay? It's really make a decision to change your life and help many people outside to become a boy and a girl. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much for all your insightful sharing. With reference to Dr. Joe Chang's presentation just now, there was a slide on brain, right? So this is the slide as promised. So, yeah. Sorry, Dr. Joe. I couldn't explain it on your behalf. Well, I think we have heard a lot from our wonderful speakers today, but it has been a real pleasure to have them to share their experience with us, right? So thank you for staying back throughout this evening. Just one thing to say, ageLOC has empowered us to bring you our most advanced anti-aging supplement, Wispan. So this is a revolutionary supplement that is designed to promote our youth. So to know more about how to get off ageLOC Wispan, you can refer to the person who invited you tonight. So last thing, as a surprise to all our new friends, we have picked 3 lucky winners who will be taking home with them a bottle of G3 each. So congratulations to all our three lucky winners. And once again, thank you very much for joining us tonight and have a great evening.